Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Final Plan, the show each and every Friday where James and I run down our teams for this weekend, game week 12. How are you, James?
I'm all right, mate. Where the fuck are you?
I'm at my house right now, but I'm off tomorrow because I have a family wedding, as we decided, and we've brought it forward a day because of the early Friday deadline. Interesting week this week because I had planned to move early on my transfers for Sadio Mane, Abraham, and also Jamie Vardy. I didn't move early with a view that they might or might not get injured, and it's other players in my squad that have ended up getting injured, but not the players that I could potentially move out. Now, Son's red card has obviously been rescinded, so all sorts of stuff have happened this week, mate.
Should we just clarify for the listeners where you're at? So you were going to sell, who were you going to sell?
So Aubameyang and Callum Wilson were going to be on their way out for Jamie Vardy and Tammy Abraham.
Okay. And you know why you should...
Sorry to cut you off, mate. My third transfer, because I'm going to take a hit, was originally going to be Yarmolenko to either Trossard or someone like that. But then Son's red card meant I was going to go from Son to Sadio Mane. Son's card's been rescinded. Mount's now got an injury, and Ederson's got an injury.
It's actually turned into a mess.
Yeah.
You got 99 problems. I feel bad for you, son.
I don't think... Well, ultimately, I can't sell Ederson, right?
What do you mean you can't sell him?
It's not that I can't sell him. I don't want to sell him because he's not going to be out for particularly long.
Well, at the time of recording, we don't know. So, we obviously haven't heard Pep's press yet, which will go out later today on Friday. What do you do if he says he's out for a month? You sell him, right? We can go no goalkeeper for a month.
I am. No, I am. I will at that point. The annoying thing is after game week 13, after Sheffield United played Manchester United, I was going to go to Dean Henderson.
You can't do that.
I can't do that earlier because I'll miss the game in game week 13. So it's thrown a few spanners in the works. I've got too much value in Mason Mount to want to get rid of him without any further information as well. So I may just revert back to plan A, which has been Aubameyang, been Callum Wilson, and bring in Vardy and Abraham.
My instinct is that Mount won't miss any more than the weekend game with Palace. At the most, He's been named in the England squad, so I think there's every hope and chance with Mason Mount that he'll be back for game week 13. In which case, I think for the majority of us have built up the value while we assess the situation. As long as we've got playing substitutes, we probably keep. I would say there's a theory going round with Mount at the moment that his returns haven't been great in the last few weeks. I spoke about him on the main podcast on Monday night saying, look, 3 shots on target at the weekend. Foster tipped 1 onto the bar from him.
Yeah, I mean, that was a crashing shot. So
he's still absolutely fine to hold. And for those who owned and got on early, you're ahead of the curve. I think you stay. I don't like selling players when you haven't got the full information. And there's a chance we'll go into the weekend without the full information. Then there's 2 weeks before another game. So my instinct would be to hold. I think Ederson is a different case, mate. I think he's either done the Alisson and he's going to be out for a while, or it's going to be like the David De Gea mystery and he'll be back and he'll play on Sunday and we don't really know. So I don't know, Suj, why you feel... I tell you why I think you feel desperate to keep Ederson is because you've got no trust in any other Manchester City assets defensively and you don't want to let their assets go.
It's not even just Manchester City assets. There's no other goalkeepers, even at 4.5 or 4.6, that I really want to go to. So I'm quite happy to just keep Ederson at the moment. That's. I think it's just I don't want to waste the defensive transfer. The only one I want to go to is Henderson.
I think in terms of if people want to move away, I think you can obviously move to Alisson if you don't have that coverage already of Liverpool. I'm going to have 3 Liverpool: Mane, Robertson, and Trent. We don't think you should waste that Liverpool spot there in case for when you do want Robbo and Trent plus Mane and Salah, whatever. I think you want to keep those spots free for the 3 outfield players. I think it's then you're coming down to kind of probably even beyond sort of like pick for De Gea. You come past them. You look at maybe like Kasper Schmeichel at 5.1.
Yeah.
I like. You're quite right. You can't go for Dean Henderson because he's going to miss game week 13. So I actually think, although I poo-pooed it a little while ago, Gazaniga might be your best shout, mate.
Yeah, possibly. But you know, the other thing with Ederson is that I only expected 2 points this weekend anyway.
Yeah.
I expected Liverpool to score. So if the worst case scenario is that I miss out on a keeper this weekend, I'm missing out on 2 points, but then I have got 2 weeks to reassess. So I'm happy to ride with Ederson and see what happens in the presser tomorrow. I'm hoping we'll know more tomorrow, right? So let's wait and see.
Yeah. I would strongly consider Gazaniga. Just think about it. The fixtures for Spurs are okay for a sustained period. Lloris has had the operation on Thursday, so we know he's not going to be back till sort of Jan-Feb at the very earliest. I think of the budget ones, he's the best shout now.
Yeah,
I don't think there'll be a huge amount of clean sheets from Spurs, but there are plenty of games where there might be. He's an okay shot stopper. So he will get the odd ones. You obviously saw he had the massive haul against Liverpool, 8 points. Is a little bit of a freak. We know that. I think, yeah, Gazan. If you're going down to the bottom price ones, Gazaniga.
What about you? Where do you stand? You've got Mason Mount. Do you have any other flags?
No, just Mason Mount at the moment. My instinct, and I really haven't decided yet, is just to hold. Because, like I said, I suspect he'll only miss this one game week. There are players around his level who we like, Maddison, Tielemans, Pulisic, who you could make the move. A failure often is to hold on to. As much as I'm saying, the value's built up, you can't hold on to these guys too much because of the value, right? And get blinded by that and not move to a Pulisic. I still very much feel that I want to see what happens with Chelsea in the next couple of weeks in terms of how Kante is going to get reintegrated into the side. And I don't know if that makes Pulisic stable. So I'm waiting to see more of that. I think I'd probably be, if I was to come off, if I hear news tomorrow that like he's out for 5-6 weeks, I would potentially sell. I think I would go to Tielemans.
Okay.
That would be my personal choice, I think.
You don't have the money to get to Pulisic?
Yeah. I've got 0.8 in the bank. I could. I'm just really not convinced. At all.
Yeah, I think everybody has it with certain players where they gravitate towards them. I think you're gravitating towards Tielemans at the moment as like a little kind of, bromance, if you want to call it that.
But just because I said on the main pod that he looked like he got nice boobs.
That as well. But you picked Tielemans over Maddison in the Sky game as well. So
well, I don't think there's a lot in it. Like I said, you'll get all the benefit of Maddison with the set piece taking, etc. Tielemans is the one that will break into the box. He makes runs that Maddison doesn't. And he's not playing deeper than Maddison. Maddison's playing kind of inside left. Tielemans inside right. They get the protection from Ndidi. I think they're both great choices. Points-wise, there's basically nothing in between them. I think Maddison's underlying stats will always look a little bit better. But I think, like I said, Tielemans will get goals running from midfield. You think of like Arsenal tracking runners. I ain't frightened of that fixture if that's what I decide to do. But I think I'm probably likely to hold Mason Mount, and I'm probably most likely to proceed with the move that I'd intended, which was Sterling to Mane. I think like even more so now, if Ederson is out, like Bravo is so fucking shocking, mate. Yeah, like they should just put Kyle Walker in goal. I'm okay with that. Like, Bravo's awful. His only good trait is that he's good with his feet. Yeah. And that he's actually decent at penalties. So, yeah, we're going for Bravo to save a penalty from Salah at the weekend and Mane to Hull, just to worry people a little bit more. So, I think, I'm going to go Sterling to Mane. Wouldn't change my captaincy thoughts still. I'm locked in for Jamie Vardy. Yeah.
Jamie Vardy. Talk to me about Heung-min Son.
Yeah.
I had eyes on taking a hit to move from Son to Mane. I actually didn't think he would play this week because of the emotional side of what happened last weekend. But he played last night. I didn't watch the game. You obviously did. He scored a couple of goals. Is he a hold now? Is he for me? Or for any Son owners out there?
He's fine. He scored twice and he hit the bar as well. Hold.
Yep.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I see no reason why he wouldn't play for Spurs against Sheffield United on Saturday. I see no reason why not.
And also, there's no issue with confidence and that kind of thing. He's back to his good
old
best.
when he scored his first, he walked straight over to the camera, didn't he? Give it the kind of "I'm sorry," and which was a nice gesture. I don't know what the poor fella's meant to do. Like, you can tell it was still bothering him and stuff. We played okay. Spurs were a lot livelier Wednesday night. It must be said that's the worst team we've ever played in the Champions League. It's shy.
Yep.
You're getting beat by Spurs 9-0 over 2 games at the moment. You must be awful.
True.
And they was kind of lucky over the 2 games. It was probably only that. So don't read too much into it. Although there were really positive signs for Spurs, and Dombele 90 minutes and played well for 90 minutes was the biggest one for me. And Lo Celso's first start, really tidy.
Yeah.
Like him, more pleased. Again, difficult to assess because the opposition was so poor, and Sheffield United will certainly be a far tougher test than Red Star were.
Mm-hmm. Interesting there. So I may end up not taking a hit now this week and keeping Yarmolenko and Son for one more week. And then we've got the international break to assess, I guess.
Are you covered on the bench? I guess that's what's kind of really important for a lot of people's position with Mount and stuff. Like, I've got Mendy first sub at the moment.
Yeah, I've got Rico as first sub, and I originally had planned to play Rico until Lundstrom had become such a
undroppable
beast.
Player.
Yeah, Kelly, who isn't getting any minutes, and Mason Greenwood, who is not getting any minutes.
So you're only covered with one, really?
Yeah, I'm only covered with one at the moment.
You sound like you're accepting this might be 10 this weekend for you, if Ederson's out.
Yeah. If it wasn't an international break straight after, I'd probably be a little bit more tetchy, but I don't want to force a move and then have 2 weeks of either regretting it or have risk of injury or anything like that. I'd rather just risk it with 10 and keep it simple.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Not overthink it this week.
Okay.
I may, however, have a little bit more fun with the North v South team.
Oh, I don't know what I'm doing with mine. I've got 2 free transfers at the moment. I'm going to be really honest. I ain't even looked at it yet. Mount's in that team. I got Pepe who's not playing. And the problem is, like, my money in my South team is Abraham, Aubameyang, Kane. I don't feel like I can touch it. I take Pepe out. I'm like, where am I going to spend this money? I don't know what to do.
Yeah, true.
So I might make 2 free transfers for the weekend and possibly wildcard it straight away to Friday night.
Last week was,
go on.
Last week was quite tight. I scored 53, you scored 52.
Yeah.
So there's still the best part of 37 points between us. But obviously my 2 big teams in City and Liverpool, where I've got 3 of each, are going against each other this week.
Do you know who I really might target this week? Because it doesn't help.
Me.
The fixtures aren't great for me either. I really might target Southampton for that team.
Yep.
I'm looking at Redmond, Gineppo, Ward-Prowse. They've got a decent
GW12.
run, mate. Everton, Arsenal, Watford, Norwich, Newcastle, West Ham, Villa. And actually, if I'm making punts for just this weekend, I'm probably looking at Southampton at home to Rex, Everton, or Bournemouth away to Newcastle, which I don't feel like I fancy too much after their performance at your place on Saturday. Mm-hmm. So I think with the way Everton are away from home, I'll probably be targeting Southampton for a 1 week punt.
Southampton's not a bad shout, for sure.
Yeah, that might well be what I'm doing, but I've really not thought about it too much. What's the difference between us now? About 35 points?
37 points. So it's healthy, but 1 or 2 good captaincy hauls, and it could turn around very quickly.
I've still got no good defensive assets. It's nearly impossible, man.
Yeah, but not many have. I mean, look, Liverpool only kept 2 clean
I've been looking
sheets,
last couple of weeks, and you think, oh yeah, I can get Alonso in there now, and you're like, oh, then suddenly he don't play again. He plays in the Champions League. What does that mean? Alonso's in our differential team from our wild card last week, and at the moment we'd have him sitting on the bench, mate. Ridiculous.
Mad. Good.
46,
differential team.
46 points on a wild card last week. Wasn't great. Not helped by things like Son's red cards, Alonso and Mendy being left out. We had a clean sheet start for Chilwell, a goal start for Pulisic, assist for Son with the red card, and assist for captain Lacazette, and a 9-pointer from Jimenez which has seen us drop down to just outside the top million.
Still beating my regular team, so I'll take it. I don't think there's anything to be done with the differential team, I'll be honest with you.
No, I think we'll roll it. We'll line up this week. We're going to leave Alonso, Mendy and Connolly on the bench, I think. We'll go...
Yeah, it seems mental, but yes. Mendy first up?
I've got him second at the moment.
Yeah, I guess it's who's more likely to play out of Mendy and Alonso. I feel like Mendy's more likely to play.
Yeah, but Mendy just... I can't see Liverpool not beating them at the moment.
Yeah.
Alonso's 50-50. I don't know. Should we stick him in? I'd rather stick Alonso in rather than Mendy. Tell me who we'd leave out anyway. So at the moment, we'd be Alisson in goal. Back three, home fixtures for all of these. Doherty versus Villa. Lascelles versus Bournemouth. Chilwell versus Arsenal. Midfield five of Pulisic, Richarlison, Tielemans, Son, Martial up front, Lacazette and Jimenez. The only players playing away from home from that starting 11 would be Lacazette at Leicester, Richarlison at Southampton.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't make any changes to that team at all, to be honest with you.
Captain?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Jimenez or Son?
Yeah, that's my faults. I bust it on Son at the moment.
Yeah, I bust Son originally, so let's stick with Son. There's something to be said. It's in the stars for the Son.
I think he'll start. All right, let's go Sonny. Fuck it.
Son, captain in the differential team.
Jimenez, vice. Who will be your real captain this week? And you, Jamie Vardy as well?
Yeah, if I buy Jamie Vardy, it will be Jamie Vardy. Unless I buy... Yeah, if I buy Jamie Vardy, it'll be Jamie Vardy. And if I don't, then it'll be Heung-min Son.
If you could propel any player into your team this weekend, who would be your captain?
Oh, just for this weekend alone?
Yep. Who is the very best choice from the 10 fixtures this weekend?
Jamie Vardy for me.
I'm going to be honest, I absolutely agree.
I just think Arsenal's so leaky. Look at what happened in their Europa League middle of the afternoon kickoff. Barely had a shot, conceded again in the 92nd minute. Callum Chambers looked ropey. I don't trust that Arsenal defence at all. And Leicester just have their tail between their legs. They're ready to go, man. They're just not tail between their legs, tails up in the air. What is it? Wagging the tail. They're hungry.
The others are all kind of concealed as a little difficult. So Abraham versus Palace doesn't fill me with excitement. The same Kane and Son against Sheffield United. United home to Brighton doesn't fill me with excitement. Liverpool assets against City. I think if I didn't have Vardy, I'd possibly go Mane or Salah,
Yeah, Mane would be my second choice. But otherwise, I think Jamie Vardy is the one this week.
Jimenez at home to Villa as well. It's going to be a derby, isn't it? We spoke with the guys yesterday, didn't we?
And they've got Europa League. So yeah, I never like captaining players after that. Just as a rule, I don't enjoy doing it. So yeah, we've got that problem as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So obviously we're recording a bit early because of the deadlines and what have you. So people will need to keep an eye on the press conferences. Ben Thinnery on Twitter is obviously good with the injury news and what have you with that as well.
Yeah, definitely keep an eye on Ben. He's a must follow, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
Our man, Rotation FPL, is our Chelsea correspondent who will be on Clash of the Correspondents next week. He tweets out a really nice roundup tweet, which doesn't get enough attention. Our friend FPL Connect does these Pressers article as well, which is really good. These guys are a must follow for kind of content on a Friday, particularly with a Friday deadline. I think we are all really conscious of team news, particularly from Lampard and Guardiola, before many of us are making our decisions on the weekend.
For sure.
I wouldn't be surprised if it comes around. I'm taking a -8.
Really?
Like, I'm open to some of the news in those press conferences. At the moment, I think it's hold Mount, and I'll live with Mendy for this weekend. Because to be honest, when I got Mendy in last week, my intention was always that he would play this game for me, knowing that he'll definitely start this weekend, Mendy. He ain't going to play Angelino against Salah, mate. No fucking way.
No.
So I'm sure that Mendy will start this weekend. And Suj knows I have a big reluctance about leaving premium defenders out.
On the bench, yeah.
Because I know that it can bite, but not as bad as leaving John Lundstrom out could bite, I think. So Lundstrom has... Even with a difficult fixture at Spurs, he has to play.
Yeah, it definitely does. So there we go. James, why don't you tell people what we have on the show next week?
We'll be back Monday morning, People's Poll with something. Yeah. We don't know what yet. Monday evening, full podcast as per usual. Tuesday, Tottenham. Expect a happy me because I'm confident for this weekend, and expect a depressed Suj because he's not confident for this weekend.
Definitely
Wednesday,
not.
We have a special guest on Planet Sky FF. We've got our friend Paul. Probably the main reason Suj and I started playing the game and now have this Wednesday podcast. And he's going to come in and critique some of the mistakes that you and I are making with our Sky teams at the moment. I'm hopeful there aren't too many. And the week after
I'll have pen and paper ready for that one.
And the week after we've got Dan Cox on, who was the Sky Fantasy champion in 2017 as well. Cool. Thursday, Clash of the Correspondents, FPL Pringle rotation, FPL talking about Manchester City and Chelsea following on from their weekend performances and before they meet each other in game week 13. And Friday, we are doing a Planet FPL special on racism in football. If you liked the podcast that we did on Bury Football Club, we hope we're going to put something together that you will like with this as well, because we think it's an important topic that's not going away. And someone needs to sit down and talk about it. So we will.
Yeah, looking forward to recording that as well next week. I've not been on Twitter, James, and I'll tell you why. I was on the FPL FYI show this week, and I get tagged in a few tweets, and then I end up with like 80 notifications. But you know what I find most enjoyable when I'm on that show?
The fact that you're with a couple of other beautiful, handsome guys, which is why I don't get any invite.
No. I love it when they put a tweet out and tag your handle instead of mine, and then you get 1,000 notifications instead of me.
What do you think I did with that? Muted it.
I look at when I see that it's at Planet FPL Pod tagged in. I'm like, it's. I understand why they do it, because they think that's the handle of the show, and I just think notifications for James on the way.
It was James Alcott that tweeted out and tagged me in. I think he's been with you all afternoon. What's wrong with him?
Yeah. I don't think they know that that's almost a personal account, isn't it? Really, rather than a show account. But amusing enough. That was a bit of Lundstrom chat there as well. So people can check out YouTube. They know where to find that nonsense as well.
We'll share.
Share away. Other than that, Friday deadline. Another reminder. Is it 7:45 kickoff or 8 kickoff tomorrow?
I believe it's an 8 o'clock kickoff. Your deadline should be 7 p.m.
Make sure you make your changes.
It will be busy.
Yeah, like I said, I'm at a family wedding. The drinking starts at 3:30 in the afternoon, so I'm going to make my changes before then, regardless, just in case.
Yeah,
Safety.
You're going to get brave and like start sticking Mark Noble in your team and stuff like that.
Yeah, you never know. If I get brave, it'll be Jack Wilshere. You know I'm pissed if that happens.
I saw they tweeted earlier and he went, Jack Wilshere's doubtful for the weekend. Just retweet that from the previous week and just keep it on a loop.
Yeah, isn't it? Copy paste scheduled tweet. There you go. Fantastic. Cool. Well, let's end it there for the final plan for this week. Good luck with game week 12. There'll be plenty of FPL content in the international break heading your way. Other than that, all it leaves me to say is ciao for now.
Good night, everyone. Cue music, man child.
The Fantasy Football Show.